What up, YouTube? T-Movies here. Now, in January, there's not only interesting movies coming out, but there are also some interesting TV shows premiering in January as well. So I'm going to do a list talking about the TV shows premiering this month. So with that being said, here are the shows premiering in January. Alright, premiering today is the new this like figure skating show called Spinning Out. Now, Spinning Out is about like this young figure skating Olympic who's hopeful struggles, who also tries to struggle, balance of love, family, and fragile mental health as her dream of winning takes a dizzying hold. Now, this actually looks... I actually just saw the one episode, and I'm going to try to watch the rest a little later tonight. It's the first episode is actually pretty decent so far. It stars Kaya Scodelario from Maze Runner fame, who I think is a pretty good actress. So I'm probably gonna check out the rest of the little tonight. All right, there's also Messiah about this guy from the Middle East who claims he's the second coming of Jesus, and got CIA agents who are trying to uncover the conspiracy and the truth and all about. And I think Messiah looks really cool. I'm probably gonna check this out once I'm done with Spinning Goats, so I'll probably give it a shot. You also got Michelle Monaghan, this actor named Mahdi Dabi. It's also from the same people who did The Bible and Son of God, so there's that. I think this looks pretty intriguing, so I'll probably give this one to watch. Alright, there's also premiering tonight, there's Season 12 of Doctor Who, which I'm not the biggest Doctor Who fan, but I know so many people love and worship Doctor Who, so good news, Season 12 premieres tonight. Premiering tomorrow, it is Last Man Standing Season 8, which if you guys don't remember, Last Man Standing was a show that premiered on ABC one time, but it ended up getting canceled from ABC and ended up getting picked up for Fox. And nowhere, whereas around that, Kaitlyn Dever might actually not really have much of a big part here, because, she is getting getting bigger. Booksmart is one of my favorite films of the year. She's been in some other interesting stuff. So, yeah, don't expect to see much of Kaitlyn Dever this season. Alright, there's also a show called Deputy, which is a new Fox show that premieres on Thursday. And it's kind of looks like a modern cop drama that blends the spirit of a classic Western with a modern day gritty, Alan Chew cop drama. This show premieres on Fox, but to be honest, it looks like a show that should premiere on a streaming service or anything. This looks a little too real for a primetime show, kind of like Lucifer, how that show should have been for a streaming service, but of course Netflix ended up actually picking up right away. So I won't be surprised if this show gets hits and gets love, and I won't be and the show gets canceled. I won't be surprised if something like Netflix picks it up. So. Anyway, and it stars Stephen Dorff, and who does love Stephen Dorff? So, alright, also premiering January 4th, it is Dracula from BBC and Netflix, and who doesn't love Dracula? Dracula is one of the most, iconic vampires there is. There's been so many actors, sorry guys, there have been so many actors who have portrayed Dracula over the years. Bela Lugosi, of course, played Dracula, you had Adam Sandler voice Dracula, and now we got this actor named Cleese Bang playing the role of Dracula. So, I'm kind of intrigued by it. I do love me a good Dracula-based movie or based show. And the last time we had a Dracula show was that Fox show, or was it NBC? One of the two. That didn't last long, so hopefully this will be as good. It is 3 episodes, so it's going to be a quick binge. Alright, premiering on January 5th is the 77th Annual Golden Globes, hosted by Ricky Gervais. So keep your eye out for that. Premiering on January 6th. I know I'm in the minority of this, but I gotta say, I'm not... Bachelor Season 24 premieres on January 6th, and I'm not really a Bachelor fan, so... If you're a fan of The Bachelor, good news. Season 6 premieres tonight. Oh, not Season 6. Season 24 premieres on the 6th, I meant to say. Sorry. Alright. Also premiering on the 6th is Season 2 of America's Got Talent, The Champions. Well, of course, we wait for the next season of America's Got Talent to premiere in the summer. We got The Champions premiering. Of course, you got Terry Crews is hosting with with judges like Heidi Klum, Howard Mandel, Alicia Dixon, and Simon Cowell. So there's that. January 7th, there's Schitt's Creek, which I still never really seen Schitt's Creek. I heard some good stuff about that. I'll probably still watch it anyway. I should watch it because I like Eugene Levy. So anything that Eugene Levy is in, I'll definitely give a watch. But anyway, and this is the final season, and it's on Pop TVs, which thankfully Pop TV ended up. Maybe I could leave it like this. All right, hopefully it doesn't drop. Okay, it's gonna drop. Anyway, I'm doing this video on my phone, but anyway, hopefully now of course Pop TV ended up renewing One Day at a Time, so thank God for that. But I'll probably check out Schitt's Creek down the line, but anyway. Alright, also premiering, there's a show called Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, which is about a young woman played by Jane Levy, who discovers she has the ability to hear the innermost thoughts of people around her as songs and musical numbers. So I guess you could say it's a bit like that recent movie, Is It Romantic? Or maybe What Man Wants, and all, similar to that. But I'm kind of intrigued by this. I do like Jane Levy. You also got a really interesting cast. Like, you've got Skylar Astin, Lauren Graham, Peter Gallagher's in this, Alex Noel. Mary Steenburgen is on this. So I'll probably give this one a shot. And not to mention it premieres on NBC. So also premiering on CBS, FBI's Most Wanted Season 2, which is the spin-off to FBI's Most to FBI. January 8th, there's Party of Five, which is like the reboot of the classic TV show, and this is about these five Okasa children who navigate daily life as they struggle to survive as a family unit after their parents ends up being suddenly deported back to Mexico. So it's a bit like what happens in real life and all, and that's what I love about Freeform. Like, they take real life. They really tackle real life issues, whether you talk about LGBTQ stuff or or the portion and all. I mean, that's what I really dig about Party of Five. And the original Party of Five is a classic. You had Nave Campbell in the original. You had who else was in the original? Oh yeah, you had Lacey Chabert. I mean, the original Party, Jennifer Love Hewitt. The original Party of Five broke out a couple of good actors. So maybe the same could be said for this. All right. Also on January 8th, there's the 15th and final season of Criminal Minds for CBS. Season 2 of Undercover Boss premieres on CBS. On January 10th, there's a Disney Channel show called The Owl House. I don't know much about that. There's a show called AJ and the Queen, which is about a down-on-her-luck drag queen travels across America in a van with a tough-talking 10-year-old stowaway. It stars RuPaul, the always gorgeous Tia Carrera, this new kid named Izzy G. So, could be interesting. I do love me a good road trip base, like anything road trip related. And you got RuPaul in this. Could be pretty interesting to watch. Also premiering on the 10th, there's Medical Police, which is from the same creator of Children's Hospital. And it stars Rob Huebel and Aaron Hayes. And it's about these two American physicians in Sao Paulo, Brazil, discover a civilization dreading virus and recruited as government agents in a race against time and around the world to find a cure and uncover a dark conspiracy. So I quite like Rob Huebel and Aaron Hayes. This looks pretty intriguing, looks hilarious. So sign me up, I'll check this one out. On January 12th, there's the 25th Annual Critics' Choice Awards. That premieres on the 12th. On HBO, there's The Outsider, which is based on a book by Stephen King, starring Jason Bateman, Matt Mellison, Cynthia Erivo, Bill Kemp. And it's about, where a seemingly straightforward investigation into the gruesome murder of a young boy, and they end up arresting, I guess, the dad or something, played by Jason Bateman, and they had to try to find... But there's a insidious supernatural force edges its way into the case, so... This could be intriguing. I mean, I like Jason Bateman. I like Ben Mendelsohn. Stephen King actually, tweeted, rave about, I guess he saw a early screening of it, and he actually and he thought the show was pretty decent. Yet again, he also raved of how good Dark Tower was, and we saw how that turned out. So, anyway, premiering on January 13th, there's The New Pope Season 1, which is which I guess you could say is like a sequel or whatever to The Young Pope, and this stars Jude Law, John Malkovich. I mean, lots of Pope stuff. Like we just had the two Popes, and now we got the new Pope. Boy, Hollywood just loves Pope-based stuff, don't they? All right. On January 15th, there's the sixth and final season of Grace and Frankie with Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. That's if they don't continue getting arrested by the time the show premieres. Oh boy, Jane Fonda, I don't get this. Jane Fonda keeps getting arrested so many, like at these protests and stuff. I'm like, geez, Fonda. Anyway. There's on Netflix, there's a documentary called Killer Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez about the NFL star who ends up becoming a convicted killer. Boy. There's season 5 of The Magician, which I think is the final season of numbers. I don't really watch The Magician, so I'm not really sure if it's the final season or not. There's season 2 of Good Trouble, which is also a freeform show, and it's like a spin-off of The Fosters, and stars Maya Mitchell and Sierra Ramirez from The Fosters fame, so there's that. On January 16th, another freeform show returns, Grownish Season 3, with, of course, we got Yaha Shahid returning as Zoe Johnson. Hopefully her college life is better, because they're really screwing that poor girl up. Anyway. Also on freeform, there's a show called Everything's Gonna Be Okay, and it centers, and here's what it's about. Everything's Gonna Be Okay centers on Nicholas, played by Josh Thomas, who's a typical 25-year-old still living at home with his single dad and 2 teenage half-sisters, who is not particularly helpful in raising his siblings, one of which has autism. However, when their dad becomes technically ill, the girls have to cope with not only a devastating loss, but also the realization that Nicholas is the one who will have to hold it all together. Dang. I tell you, Freeform really tackles some serious issues, and now I can see why they decided to change Freeform, name Freeform, because if you guys remember, Freeform was once called ABC Family, but looks like they decided to change it to Freeform, so, and I can see why, because some of this is not that family related, so. Also on January 17th, there's season 2 of Netflix's Sex Education, which I gotta say, I really quite like Sex Education. It's actually a pretty solid, funny show. Asa Butterfield, who actually could have literally been our Spider-Man, believe it or not, stars in this. Emma McKay, who I believe is Margot Robbie's twin, is amazing in this. Gillian Anderson, Natu Gatwa, Connor Swindell, Amy Lou Woods. This has some really good cast members. And, I mean, it's very original. It's about, like, this high schooler named Otis, played by Butterfield, whose mother is a sex therapist, and so Otis wants to ends up running like a sex therapy at his own school, so he could be just like his mom and help other people with I'm not going into any details, but if you guys seen Sex Education, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Alright, also premiering on the 17th, there's a show called Endings. I don't know nothing about that. There's an Apple Plus show called Little American, or Little America, I might say. Also on the 17th on Disney Plus, there's a series called Diary of a Future President, which is about a Cuban-American girl embarks on a journey to become the future president of the United States. It stars Gina Rodriguez, and I do adore me some Gina Rodriguez, so. Alright. January 19th, there's another spinoff, which is the 911 spinoff, titled Lone Star, which stars Rob Lowe, Liv Tyler. That kind of looks intriguing. I mean, I quite like 911, so I'll probably give the spinoff a shot. Alright, also on January 19th, there's season 10 of Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO with, Larry David coming back. I really love Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's a really funny, clever show. Really amazing. Also on HBO, there's a new show called Avenue 5, which is a sci-fi based comedy, and it's about a confident, controlled, and personable space cruise ship captain tries to get along with everyone, You got Hugh Laurie playing the captain. You got Josh Gad, Zach Woods. It's from the same. Anyway, it is from the same career of Veep, so there's that. Also premiering that day, there's a 26th annual Screen Actors Guild Award premiering on TNT and TBS. January 20th, there's a season 2 of Carter with Jerry O'Connell. That could be interesting. Now, also on January 21st is the last couple of season of Arrow, which I believe this is supposed to be the final episode, if I'm not mistaken. Then we, of course, continue with the Crisis on Infinite Earth with Arrow Season 8, and we also... Legend Tomorrow and Season 5 ends the Crisis on Infinite Earth, so it's been an interesting run for the Crisis on Infinite Earth. There's Season 2 of History Channel's Project Blue Book. January 22nd on Comedy Central, there's Nora from Queens, which stars Awkwafina, who plays this woman named Nora, who navigates young adulthood in Flushing, New York, with her cousin, and she also has the help of her dad and her grandma. It stars, Awkwafina, B.D. Wong, Laurie Tan Chen. This kind of looks intriguing. I mean, I like Awkwafina. Like, if you guys still haven't seen The Farewell, amazing film. So I'll probably check. And Comedy Central has some pretty interesting stuff, like that's not named South Park. So I'll probably give that one a shot. All right, January 23rd. Probably my anticipated show premiering in January. It is Star Trek Picard. I mean, Star Trek Picard, starring Patrick Stewart reprising his role as Picard. I'm not big with Discovery. I've been very clear that I'm not into Discovery at all. But Picard, on the other hand, looks amazing. It's nice to see Patrick Stewart coming back as Picard. I mean, it's been years since he played the role, so... Yeah, and who doesn't love a good, God knows when we're going to get that another Star Trek film, so nice to see Star Trek back on TV. Also January 23rd, we got Season 3 of Station 19, and if you guys don't know, there's a Grey's Anatomy and Station 19 crossover, so keep your eye out for that.
I didn't even know what happened.
There's a show called Outmatch, which is a multicam show for Fox, starring Jason Biggs, and Maggie Lassa's in this. This kind of looks pretty intriguing. I mean, it stars Jason Biggs, who plays, this dad named Kay, who... Oh, no, not Kay. Who plays this guy named... this husband named Mike, and his wife plays... and you got Maggie Lawson, who plays his wife, who's taking care of, who are actually raising very smart kids in this. I do... I love Jason Biggs, American Pie and stuff. So I'll probably check this one out. So, anyway... Alright, also premiering on Thursday, it's Season 4 of The Bow Type, which is also a freeform show, and I'm not really big with The Bow Type, so if you're a fan of that show, good news, Season 4 premieres in January. January 24th, there's Season 2 of Hulu's Shrill with A.D. Bryant. I like A.D. Bryant, she's really hilarious. January 24th, there's Season 3 of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which I'm not really fond of that show, to be honest with you, so... January 26th, there's the Grammy Awards premiering. January 28th, there's Miracle Workers Dark Ages with Steve Buscemi reprising his role as God. You also got Daniel Radcliffe. I really quite like Season 1 of Miracle Workers, and Season 2 looks as funny, so sign me up. And last but not least, there's the 6th and final season of BoJack Horseman premiering on January 31st. Now, if you guys don't know, BoJack Horseman was cut down into 2 parts. The first half of the season premiered around in October. Now the actual final season premieres this month, so cannot wait to check out the final season. I mean, I do like BoJack Horseman. I'm gonna miss that show, but anyway, let me leave to you guys. Which of these shows are you interested in watching? Are you interested in seeing the Golden Globes? Are you interested in Sex Education, the final season of BoJack Horseman, etc.? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Moose signing off.